Well, I do know they discussed, I apologize, let me rewind. I do know they did discuss the November 26th incident as well as the Bonn conference. I can't get into details, but I'm sure we conveyed privately what the Secretary conveyed publicly.
Was there ever any possibility of delaying the conference at
No.
all?
No.
Why?
We don't see a need to. As I said, we've got some 86 countries, 85 countries, and 15 international organizations prepared to attend. And again, we've talked. Ambassador Grossman has spoken before about this continuum that we're on. This is a building process. Bonn's another step in this progress. We had the Istanbul conference, and Pakistan did attend that. And there's going to be other opportunities for Pakistan to obviously play a very important role in this. Lali,
why do you think it will be a successful conference with Pakistan not attending this conference? It will not be party to any of the decisions being taken at the Bonn conference.
Well, again, I think that, I would say that we still think Pakistan is going to play a crucial role, but we think it's important to build on the momentum that we already have going in terms of talking about and planning for Afghanistan's future, and so we think it's important to continue in that process. Again, while Pakistan's absence would be regrettable, we want to see this progress and this momentum build.
But you do make it sound as if the U.S. does believe that Pakistan will come back into this process to shore up Afghanistan's infrastructure and political culture, as it were.
We do. We think that, the Secretary spoke about the November 26th incident very candidly yesterday, spoke about the investigation underway so that we never have this, we find out, A, what happened, what went wrong, and B, we fix it so it never happens again. And then, C, that we find a way to move forward because this is a vital relationship to us, to Afghanistan, to the region. Yeah, go ahead.
Just to follow, as far as this incident is concerned,
as far as this incident
is concerned, Pakistan's UN representative, Mr. Ambassador Abdullah Hussain, is taking this issue to the United Nations. And second, some commentators are saying in Pakistan that U.S.-Pakistan relations are at the point of breaking, and there will be some kind of consequences of this, what happened, and because military is under pressure in Pakistan. And finally, at the AEI, American Enterprise Institute, this morning, Mr. Kamran Shafi, who's very well known in Pakistan, he said that the best way for U.S. to have the best relations with Pakistan is not to deal directly with the military, but only deal with the civilian government, because all the cards and treasury key is in the hands of civilian government.
Right. Well, we've got to. I think we have to maintain robust contacts with all aspects of the Pakistani establishment, both the government, the democratic government, as well as the military, as well as the key institutions. And so we're going to continue. We already have those channels of communication. We're going to try to make them better. With regard to your first question,
UN,
I don't know anything about that. Our focus right now is on Central Command's investigation. So, go.
After Pakistan's decision to withdraw and making it public, you said yesterday that you want Pakistan to be there. Then Afghanistan made a statement, and Germany also made a statement. And the Prime Minister today has said that they won't attend unless they have specific assurances, which probably opens up a window. So my question is that are you giving any assurances in the discussions that are going on at the moment?
I've seen some of those public comments. I haven't seen the full context in which they were made. I would just say that we remain engaged with the Pakistani government. Afghan government remains engaged. Germany remains engaged. I think we'd like to see them there if we can.
During your conversation with Pakistani leadership, have you received any set of conditions which Pakistan wants US to be met before they can attend the Bonn conference, and are you willing to meet those conditions?
Again, I think I just tried to. I've seen various comments in the press, but we don't have any kind of. We don't have we've not received any kind of formal, communications that, to attend the bond conference, you have to do X, Y, or Z. We just don't have those yet.
And what is your reaction to the Pakistani military's stance that the attack was intentional?
There's an investigation underway.
Different topic.
Yeah.
Keystone. Senator Lugar introduced a bill that has a number of co-sponsors, including the Senate Minority Leader, that would force the administration to issue a building permit for the pipeline within 60 days. Do you have any reaction to that?
Well, I just became aware of that news before coming down here. We continue to work closely and consult closely with Congress, as we move forward in conducting our study and our assessment. As any reaction to that particular piece of legislation, I'll take the question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a hold in the Senate on your nominated ambassador to El Salvador, and there's some concerns about some of her past relations with people who may or may not have been Cuban intelligence informants, spies, whatever. What is your? Why do you feel this Madame Aponte is the right person to be the ambassador, and are you going to provide more information to the Senate to clear up these questions?
Right. Just to clarify, you're talking about Marie Carmen Aponte.
That's right.
Right. Exactly. That's okay. We do, in fact, believe that she is extremely well qualified to continue serving in the job. As you know, she was first nominated by the president to serve as ambassador to El Salvador about in 2009 rather, and was recess appointed in August of 2010. So now she's been renominated, as you mentioned. Again, we think she's extremely well qualified, that her on-the-job experience thus far has proven how important she is to our bilateral relationship with El Salvador. In terms of the allegations that you mentioned, we believe that they're simply false and unfounded. I can say that she enjoys the full confidence and support of the President and the Secretary of State. And just add that in terms of addressing these concerns on the Hill, we'll certainly continue to consult closely with Congress to address their concerns.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Has the State Department completed the review of the Gazette notification by the Indian government on civilian nuclear liability bill, which you said?
Well, it's a fair question. I'll take it. I've not received any confirmation that we've. Wait, I'm sorry. You're talking about the review regarding the civilian.
Yes.
I'll take.
November 11th Gazette notification.
Right.
And
Precisely.
secondly, one more follow-up
Sure.
on the map of India and Pakistan, which were taken off from the State Department website.
Is it back up yet?
Not back up.
Okay.
So do you know when?
I'll make sure I follow up on that as well.
Okay. And coming to Afghanistan.
Thanks for holding us to our public comments. We always
coming back
appreciate
to
that.
Afghanistan, the Afghanistan government has announced second round of transition on 6-7 provinces. How do you see the development there?
Right. You're talking about the announcement made yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, we welcome the announcement. This is a second tranche of areas that are beginning to transition to an Afghan security lead. This shows continuing progress, we think, towards a responsible transfer of security responsibility from NATO ISAF forces to Afghan forces by the end of 2014. And just to make clear that this doesn't signal in any way the end of our commitment to Afghanistan or its security. As you know, NATO and Afghan governments signed the Enduring Partnership Declaration at the 2010 NATO Lisbon Summit. And the United States is also, as you know, working on the Strategic partnership document with Afghanistan.
So do you have any timeline for the strategic partnership document?
No, we're continuing to work at it, make progress. As we said before, we think it's better to get it right than necessarily get it done fast.
Yeah, Secretary Clinton had last month said that 90% of that document is almost over. What are the issues now held up for the?
Well, I don't want to
last
get into
10%?
the substance of negotiations. You've seen comments by the Afghan government. You saw that they had the Loya Jirga last week,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
2
Sorry.
weeks.
To talk this out. I mean, it's an important document. There's important issues on the table. As I said, we'd rather have a full discussion, and both government to government as well as the Afghan democratic process through the Afghan democratic process to ensure that that we're all comfortable with this relationship going forward. But we're certainly committed to it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Syria.
Syria.
The Turkish foreign minister said that Turkey was hopeful that an incursion would be unnecessary and Syria would respond to sanctions imposed by the Arab League. But Syria has shown no willingness. This is his word. Implicitly means that incursion could be necessary, especially he didn't rule out a buffer zone at the border.
Well, right. And
how do you read
Sure.
it?
Well, you also saw that Turkey, the government of Turkey, did announce a set of sanctions against Syria, and you probably saw that the White House put out a statement about these. We would just echo that statement and commending the Turkish government for the leadership it's shown, both in receiving thousands of Syrian refugees that have fled the violence and becoming a strong voice in the region against the human rights abuses that are being carried out daily by the Assad regime, and now coming forward with tough economic sanctions. This is we think good news because it shows again that the pressure is mounting on Assad.
But the incursion, you didn't tell me about this.
I'm sorry.
But what he said about the incursion, implicitly he meant.
You mean about this buffer zone?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, you're talking about the humanitarian corridor. We just haven't seen. I just haven't seen the details of that statement, so I don't know. I mean, I know that there's this kind of talk has been bandied about. I just haven't seen any details, but I do know that Turkey's played a very important role in receiving these refugees.
If there were some sort of a barrier created, would that just be the Turkish military doing it? Would it be some sort of?
I think it's really premature, Rosalind. We just haven't seen any. I've seen public comments. I'm not aware of any private discussions to that end.
North Korea has said they are making progress on light water reactor and low-grade uranium enrichment, even though they describe this as part of their peaceful nuclear energy program. Do you have concerns about this activity, and do you fear it's a new route toward creating more nuclear weaponry?
Well, we do have concerns. We said this before that its uranium enrichment program and alleged construction of a light water reactor would violate existing UN Security Council resolutions, as well as its own commitments under the 2005 joint statement. So, our policy or our position hasn't changed on this. We remain concerned about it.
Burma? Oh, go ahead. Oh,
Burma's
go
a-
ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you have any update on Israel's announcement that they are going to pay or release the customs revenues to the Palestinian Authority?
To the Palestinian Authority, yes, we did. We did see that they approved the transfer of tax funds to the Palestinian Authority. As we've said before, this is these regular transfers of Palestinian paid taxes are extremely important. We've said all along they should continue to be made because they're so vital in strengthening Palestinian institutions that we believe are vital to eventual statehood.
So you're not applauding them because they should have done it from the beginning. Is that
We think
the
we
point?
think this should be we welcome the news. We're happy that it was that they decided to transfer these revenues, but we think it should continue.
Is there any way to avoid this scenario in the future? I mean, it's happened quite a few times in the past. And since it's a problem, as you say, is there any talk on developing an alternative mechanism so there wouldn't be these holdups in tax transfers?
I'm not sure. I do know that, we continue to make the case to the Israeli government that, this is in their interest as well.
It does seem like
Oh.
a fit of pique every time this seems to happen, but then it does, call into question the stability